close your eyes for a second and think back to January. What did you picture for your community at the start of 2024? Maybe you imagined packed events, lively discussions, and members who can't wait to log in every day. Now let's rewind. Did it turn out like that? Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane to see what actually happened this year. What worked, what didn't, and what we're bringing with us into 2025. Hey there, I'm Rachel Starr, ex-wedding planner and recovering people pleaser turned Your Community Strategist. And not too long ago, I felt a bit like Angela, planning a Dunder Mifflin party, trying to make things perfect, yet wondering if people would actually show up and enjoy themselves. That's when I discovered the real game changer, community building. It's the key ingredient to everything. Whether you're launching your next course, growing a podcast, or creating a space where people want to connect and engage. Each week, we'll roll up our sleeves and dive into the essentials of community building, from virtual events and workshop planning to fresh, innovative strategies for fostering real connections, all without the party planning community drama. Whether you're just getting started or ready to level up, you'll find practical tips, expert interviews, and real-world insights to help you craft a community that fuels your next big move. So if you're ready to get inspired and transform the way you build connections, you're in the right place, friends. Let's dive in and master the art of community together. Welcome back to Your Community Strategist. I'm Rachel, your host, and today we're diving into the first episode of our 6-part series on setting strategic, engaging goals for your community. We're kicking things off with a 2024 review to get a solid foundation for what's next. This episode is all about reflection. We'll go over the wins, the misses, and everything in between, so you can start 2025 with confidence and purpose. Let's get started by pulling up those 2024 goals or objectives you had in mind at the beginning of the year. Think of this as your community's report card. But don't worry, we're not aiming for perfect grades here. The goal is to get a realistic picture of how things went. So let's break this down into a few parts to make it easy. First, take a moment to reflect on what those goals look like at the start of the year. Did you focus on increasing membership? Maybe you aim to host more events or build a stronger sense of community engagement. Whatever it was, jot down each goal you had for 2024. This can include any metrics or targets you set, like hitting a certain number of members, increasing event attendance, or boosting member engagement rates. Now that you have your goals, let's do a quick assessment. Next to each of those goals, write down whether you achieved it, exceeded it, or maybe fell a bit short. Be honest with yourself here. If you aimed to double your community size, but you only managed a 25% increase, that's still progress. And there's a lot we can learn from that. To make this exercise even more insightful, let's add one more step. Beside each of those goals, note what factors you believe contributed to the outcome. For the goals you hit or surpassed, ask yourself, was it due to a new strategy you tried? Did you invest more time in content creation or engagement? Did a particular type of event resonate more with your community? And for the goals you didn't quite reach, think about, were there unexpected challenges or obstacles that got in your way? Was it a matter of time, resources, or maybe a need to pivot the focus based on member feedback? Here's an example to make things a little more concrete for you. Let's say one of your goals for 2024 was to host a monthly live workshop with at least, let's say, 30 members attending each time. Pull up your stats. Did you hit that 30 member mark each month? If not, did attendance vary by topic or season? Maybe you consistently reach 20 members, and that's valuable information. It could mean that your community prefers smaller, more intimate settings, or that the topic lineup needs a refresh. The point here isn't to judge yourself on whether you hit every goal perfectly, but rather to understand the trends and patterns behind those outcomes. By reflecting on why certain goals were successful and why others weren't, you can make more informed decisions for the future. Plus, you might even find some unexpected wins or areas for growth that you hadn't noticed before. This review is the beginning of building your strategy for next year. So let yourself dive deep here. Celebrate the wins, learn from the misses, and remember every goal you set is part of a bigger picture. And now, with this insight, you're setting yourself up for a powerful 2025. Now that we've reviewed your 2024 goals, let's dig a little deeper into the how and why behind those results. This is where we'll separate the highs from the lows, what worked like a charm and what, well, didn't quite hit the mark. Think of a step as an opportunity to celebrate wins and turn challenges into learning moments. Start by listing out the standout moments from the year. Which activities or events got your community humming? Was there a specific type of content that consistently sparked engagement? Maybe you ran a few workshops or live events that members were all over, or a certain content series that always brought people into discussions. Write down anything that felt like a win, whether it was a big attendance milestone, a record-breaking engagement post, or even a well-received email series. Once you have your highlights, ask yourself why these moments worked. Was it the topic, the format, timing? Here are some questions to get you thinking. Did these successful events or content pieces align with your members' interests? Was it something specifically requested or a topic that's particularly relevant to them? Then I want you to look at the timing and frequency. Did these activities fall during a specific part of the year, like the start of a quarter or around a major event? Did you notice a boost in attendance or engagement based on when you offered these events? Now, let's pivot and look at format and accessibility. Did you use any new formats this year? Maybe you hosted a Q&A session that allowed members to participate more interactively or experimented with video content that was easy to engage with. Sometimes, the way you present something can be just as important as what you're presenting. Now, let's look at your promotional strategy. How did you promote these activities? Did they benefit from a different or more extensive marketing push, like targeted emails, posts, or reminders? Maybe the way you communicated about these events drove more interest. Now, let's shift gears and focus on the flip side, those areas that didn't quite go as planned. List out any activities or content that missed the mark. This could be anything that saw low attendance, lackluster engagement, or just didn't seem to resonate. Examples could be things like underwhelming attendance. Perhaps you hosted a workshop, expecting a really high turnout, but only a few members showed up. Think about what might have affected this. Was the topic not aligned with what your members needed? Was it held at a less convenient time? Then let's look at low engagement posts. Did you create certain types of content that didn't get much traction? For example, maybe you tried a series of long form posts, but found that they didn't drive as much conversation as you'd hoped. It could be that your members prefer bite-sized content or more interactive formats. And then Did you utilize unpopular topics, maybe? Did you experiment with a new topic or series that didn't seem to connect? Sometimes we're excited about a new trend or idea, but it doesn't align with what our community wants or needs. And that's okay. This is where we get to refine our approach based on real feedback. The key here isn't to feel bad about what didn't work. Instead, think of this as an opportunity to spot patterns. Ask yourself, was there a trend in the topics or format that missed the mark? This might indicate that your members lean towards specific interests or types of content. What feedback did you receive, either directly or indirectly? Sometimes members will mention things in passing, or you'll see trends and responses that give you a hint about what they're interested in. Were there logistical challenges? Sometimes it's just about timing, tech issues, or a lack of promotion. These are all factors you can tweak for next time. And remember, every experience is a stepping stone to understanding your community better. By pinpointing what worked and what didn't, you're not just gathering data, you're gathering insights that will help you make smarter decisions in the year ahead. So take a moment to celebrate the highs and learn from the lows, knowing that both are fueling a stronger, more aligned strategy for 2025. All right, it's time to go deeper and get a full picture of your community's current state with a classic tool, the SWOT analysis. This isn't just for big businesses, friends. SWOT is perfect for anyone looking to grow, refine, and strategize. For those new to it, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. By breaking things down this way, you can look at where you're thriving and where there's room for improvement, what potential lies ahead, and what might be holding you back. So let's dive into each one. First up, strengths. Start with the positives. What did you really nail this year? These are your community strengths, the things that really made a difference in 2024. Think about everything that helped your community shine, from specific events that were well attended to content that sparked fantastic discussions. Here are some questions to help you identify these strengths. Number one, what events or initiatives generated the most excitement? If you consistently saw strong turnout or engagement for certain types of content, that's a strength. Number two, what unique skills or resources do you bring to the table? Maybe you're a natural at creating engaging content, or you have a knack for building connections among your members. Number three, which parts of your community consistently get positive feedback? Whether it's your approachability, your members' camaraderie, or your ability to solve specific problems, think about what your members love about your community. Write these strengths down and celebrate them. They're the element that make your community special, and recognizing them means you'll be able to build on them even more in 2025. Weaknesses. Now, let's take an honest look at those areas where there's room for improvement. Weaknesses are simply opportunities in disguise, places where you can grow. And we all have them, so no need to shy away here. Consider the following. Number one, where did you struggle to meet your goals? Maybe certain engagement metrics didn't hit the mark, or some events didn't get the turnout you were hoping for. Number two, were there any resources you found lacking? Perhaps you need more tools, time, or team support to make certain goals a reality. Number three, what feedback or complaints have you received from members? If you heard any constructive criticism about things like response time, content type, or accessibility, take note. These are golden opportunities to fine-tune your approach. Write down these weaknesses as specific, actionable items. For example, instead of saying low engagement, try Low engagement on discussion posts, so you know exactly where to focus your efforts moving forward. This will truly help with planning, trust me, friends. Now, for the exciting part, opportunities. Opportunities are these possibilities on the horizon, the new avenues for growth that you might not have explored yet. This could include industry trends, member interests, or untapped topics that you could bring to the community. Here are some things to think about. Number one, what's new in the industry? Are there trends that align with your community's mission? For example, if wellness is part of your community, perhaps there's a growing interest in mindfulness or sustainability practices that you can now introduce. Number two, what member interests have you noticed that could be expanded on? Maybe members have expressed interest in certain types of events or content. This is your chance to build on those. Number three, are there new platforms or tools that could enhance engagement? Whether it's a new social media feature, a productivity tool, or a gamification plugin, opportunities for growth often come from trying something new. List these opportunities, but also think about how they align with your goals for 2025. This will help you prioritize which ones are most worth pursuing. And finally, let's talk about threats. While it may not be as fun as the other section, understanding potential obstacles is essential for preparing your community for a sustainable future. Threats are any external factors that can impact your community's growth, and knowing them helps you stay adaptable. Some things to consider here are number one, are there industry changes on the horizon? If your community relies on social media for promotion, be aware of platform algorithm shifts or policy changes that could impact your visibility. Number two, is there an increase in competition? Maybe other communities or businesses are entering your niche. If so, how can you continue to differentiate your community and showcase its unique value? And last but not least, are there changing needs or preferences among your members? Listen to your members. If their needs are evolving, you want to stay in tune so you can adjust accordingly. Listing these threats helps you be proactive, considering them as areas where you might need a plan B, whether that means diversifying your platforms, refining your niche, or staying flexible with your content engagement strategies. After you've completed each of these four sections, you should have a pretty comprehensive picture of where your community stands at the end of 2024. Your strengths and opportunities are what you'll continue to build on, while weaknesses and threats are where you're focused on improvement and adaptation. A SWOT analysis gives you a balanced view, which is crucial for moving forward with confidence and clarity. The great thing about doing a SWOT analysis is that it doesn't just help you see where you've been, it helps you map out where you're going. Armed with this understanding, you're now ready to start planning for 2025. In the next episode, we'll take this a step further and start turning these insights into actionable goals for the new year. So stay tuned. And remember, building a thriving community is a journey, not a destination. By knowing where you're strong and where you can grow, you're setting yourself up for a truly impactful 2025. To wrap up this 2024 review, let's bring everything together with a simple, practical exercise. After reflecting on your goals, analyzing what worked, and acknowledging what didn't, it's time to create a snapshot of your year. By listing your top 3 successes and your top 3 challenges, this exercise is about boiling down the highlights and hurdles into actionable insights that will guide your community building strategy for 2025. First, let's celebrate your wins. Think about the moments, events, or strategies that really shine this year. These are the things you want to amplify and build on as you move forward. Here are some questions to help you pinpoint those successes. What are you most proud of? Maybe you launched a new content series that members loved, hosted an event that was more popular than expected, or increased engagement with a fresh format. Look for achievements that you feel genuinely proud of and those wow moments. Then, what got members excited? Reflect on initiatives that sparked conversation, drove participation, or left members asking for more. These are great indicators of what resonates with your community. Then, which successes aligned with your long term vision? Wins are even sweeter when they align with the broader mission of your community. Think about any achievements that supported your community's core values and long term goals. Write down these top 3 successes and consider why they were successful. Understanding the why behind each success will help you replicate and expand on it moving forward. For example, if a specific type of content got a lot of engagement, think about what it offered. Did it provide value, inspiration, or something fun that members wanted more of? Now, let's get real with the challenges. Every year has its struggles, and while they may not be as fun to think about, they're often the most insightful. Identifying your top 3 challenges gives you a clearer picture of where you can grow, adjust, or even pivot. Here's how to find them. First up, where did you feel resistance or frustration? Did you struggle with engagement in certain areas? Maybe there were goals you just couldn't hit, no matter what you tried. These might be challenges worth exploring more deeply. What feedback did you receive from members? If you receive constructive criticism or notice reoccurring feedback, this is valuable information. For example, if members consistently mention wanting more live interaction, then a lack of real time engagement might be a challenge to address. And then, what held you back from achieving certain goals? Think about any obstacles that prevented you from reaching specific goals. Was it a lack of resources, time, or perhaps certain external factors like platform changes? List these top 3 challenges and try to identify patterns. The goal here is to see what obstacles stood in the way of your vision for 2024 and to think about how you can tackle them in 2025. Maybe it's as simple as needing more tools, or perhaps there's a bigger shift in strategy needed. Either way, acknowledging these challenges is the first step in transforming them into growth opportunity. So, once you've listed your top 3 successes and challenges, take a moment to reflect on what they say about your community. Together, these lists provide a clear snapshot of your year, a mix of the things you're going to build on and the areas you'll focus on improving. Here's why this is so powerful. This exercise takes a year's worth of experiences and distills it into actionable insights. When you know what energizes your community and where the obstacles are, you're primed to grow and improve in meaningful ways. A clear direction for 2025. Think of these lists as a map for where to focus your efforts in the coming year. Your successes show you what to amplify and replicate, while your challenges point to areas where you can refine and adapt. By recognizing both the highs and lows, you're getting a balanced view of your community's journey. You're not just focusing on what went well or what didn't, you're embracing the full experience and using it to guide your next steps. This quick, clear look at what defines your community in 2024 will be your foundation for a strong 2025. Keep this close by as we move forward in this series. We'll refer back to them as we set new goals and start planning for a more engaged, connected, and thriving community in the year ahead. And there you have it. You've just completed a powerful review of 2024 And I hope you're feeling a little clearer about where your community has been and where it's headed. Reflecting on top successes and challenges gives you a solid foundation to build on, setting you up for some serious growth in 2025. Now, if you're ready to take things a step further and dive even deeper into this process, I've got something special for you. I'm excited to invite you to the Strategy Lab, our 3-day virtual retreat happening December 6th through the 8th. This retreat is designed to guide you through a more detailed reflection, structured goal setting, and actual planning so you can start 2025 with clarity, purpose, and a concrete plan in place. But here's the best part: the Strategy Lab is just the beginning. When you join the co op, you're not only gaining access to this event, but you're also unlocking ongoing support throughout the year. As a co op member, you'll be able to participate in our quarterly planning sessions where we'll reflect, refine, and strategize together each quarter. These sessions are designed to keep you on track, help you adjust as needed, and make sure your community is continuously growing and thriving. The Strategy Lab and our quarterly planning sessions are members only events. So if you're not already part of the co op, now is the perfect time to join. You'll gain access to an incredible community of like minded builders who are all working towards the same goal: creating impactful, engaged, and sustainable communities. Plus, you'll get access to a treasure trove of resources and templates and support to help bring your vision to life. So if you're ready to make 2025 your best year yet, come join us in the co-op. Together, we'll set intentional goals, we're going to track progress, and keep that momentum going every single quarter. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Your Community Strategist. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other community builders who are looking to level up. And don't forget, 2025 is right around the corner, friends. So let's get prepared, get inspired, and start building towards the future. Until next time, keep reflecting, keep growing, and remember you have the power to create the community of your dreams. I hope I'll see you at the Strategy Lab.